The morning show. How are you today? Great to see you. How's everything going today, my friends? Good to have you here on Periscope and Facebook Live. Welcome to the morning show at WorshipTeamTraining.com. Hope that you guys are having a great, terrific Thursday. Ben Potts, what's up on Periscope? We got some other great friends coming in right now on Facebook Live. Where are you? What's going on? So let everybody come on in. Go ahead and share this out with all your friends. Hit the share button, please, on Facebook Live. Good folks coming in right there as well. And also Periscope, if you're watching by Apple, swipe up and down. And if you're watching by Droid, please go ahead and swipe up and down, I think that is, or side to side, whatever it is. So share this out with your friends. Let everybody know what's going on. We got the show rolling today, and we're talking about singing in time. What does that mean for you and your worship team? You know, there's always that one or two people on your team that are just not quite getting it, and maybe the beat is a little bit off. It could even be somebody in your band. We're going to talk about the importance of that and why it's not good to drag the beat, but yet why it's good to move it forward. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be going through our track as well, brought to you by Scott Hussey and GuyTracks.co. Scott, thanks so much again for providing today's track, Miracles by Jesus Culture. We're going to get to that in just a second. So glad that you guys are with us. And our prayers also go out to those right now in New Jersey affected by the train crash. If you haven't heard about it, we're praying for them, and we know that God's peace is in the healing, and His strength and power is with you right now. Thanks so much for coming in with us today. Oscar, what's going on? Sharice, what's going on? Ben Potts, what's going on? Glad you guys are here on Periscope and Facebook Live. What's going on with you guys today? Hope that you guys are doing great. Thanks so much for coming in, sharing this out with your friends as well, letting us know what's happening. Sharice, what's up? How are you today? Who else is on the cast? If you would share this out with your friends, let everybody know what is going on. And if this is your first time today to the broadcast, we say a big welcome. It's so great to have you today. My name is Brandon Dempsey. I'm a follower of Jesus. Also happen to lead a ministry called Worship Team Training, and we're so glad you're here. If you would, so we know who's with us and who's broadcasting with us today, we're doing this dual live by both Periscope Live, Periscope and Facebook Live. Glad that you're here. If you would type in the comment box window and let us know who you are by simply typing in all caps, new, in the city or country where you're from. And those of you who are part of the family, type in FAM as an F-A-M, family. Let us know what's happening. Thanks so much for that. And what we have coming up this coming week, we got this, the free book. It's yours with the new Monday morning digest coming to your inbox every Monday. You can catch that at WorshipTeamTraining.com. All you need to do is go to our webpage, go to the very top, fill in that email address field, and you'll get a free ebook written by me, as well as all of the insights, videos, articles, content that is like a recap of the preceding week. So you still get to catch up with us, and you get everything right there in your inbox. I mean, it could be better, it could be easier. Also, coming up, don't forget, hey, do you write songs? We keep pumping out our contest, and we know that you guys are sending in some material. We got some great songs already, so don't be one of those at the very end of the deadline to say, man, I wish I got it and I missed it. Okay, so don't do that there. Now, also, just a little bit about what we do. Again, my name is Brandon Dempsey. This is WorshipTeamTraining.com, and what we do here is what we call our live workshops. That's 1 to 2 days of training that's just for you and your team. That can be by video, or that can be by live in person. All you need to do is go to worshipteamtraining.com/workshops and find out more. And also we provide mentoring. So if you're in a season that you want somebody to come alongside you, we have a few people right here watching the broadcast that have gone through our mentoring program. And so we say thanks and shout out to you guys too. You're awesome. And they're leading their worship teams, leading their churches in a new way. If you want to find out more, go to worshipteamtraining.com/mentoring. So let's do this. Oh, I got some great news. Did you hear the news? Did you hear the good news? Finally, we got this. We have our brand new Worship 30-day devotional out on YouVersion. That's Bible.com. And also, I got another awesome goodie coming up for you as well. I'm not going to reveal it yet, but you're really, really going to love it. But in the meantime, go to Bible.com and check out. I just put everything up, all the links up on Facebook right now. Or you can go to worshipteamtraining.com. You'll find the link there, which we'll put up soon, pointing you to that devotional. But for right now, it's up on Facebook.com, Worship Team Training. It's the brand new 30-day devotional, and it is entitled The Life of a Worship Leader. So a big shout out to Michael Peeler and also Oscar Areno. Oscar's watching us right now, translating our English version into Spanish and Espanol. So we have both of those available right now. And like I said, plus we got a very special, fantastic gift coming up for you later on. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later. So today, we're talking about singing in time, the post for you to follow. Go back to worshipteamtraining.com and check out the first post that's up on the blog feed. And that is entitled Singing in Time. That's what we're talking about today. What does that mean for you and your worship team? We're going to go through that in the example version of the song that you're hearing right now, Miracles by Jesus Culture. And as you know, we have been going through that this entire week and talking about what miracles mean from the standpoint of where we are in life and allowing Jesus to work through us, not just within our music making capabilities, but the way that we lead worship and also especially the way that we live life. That's what it's all about. If you caught our hangout yesterday, I think it was, with Alva Copeland and Tony Guerrero, it was amazing. Alva talked about the importance of the life of Christ working through you as you lead worship. And like our famous topic has always been at every discussion, is believing what you sing. You can catch all that. Go to worshipteamtraining.com and look at the post 9/28/16. That's the episode with Alva Copeland on the Hangout. Can't miss it. All right, so about that, about singing, about being on time. Is that important to you? Let's throw up the question right now. Do you have singers in your team that are slow to the rhythm, slow to singing on time? Go ahead right now and type in the comment box window, both on Periscope and Facebook Live. Let us know what's up. We want to hear from you. Like I said before, you never know who you may be ministering to with your comments, because other guys can look at that and go, wow, that's me too. So please do that. Also, show some love to the worship leader here. Just tap in on the screen on Periscope and Facebook Live. Hit the like button for some hearts and likes. Thank you so much for that. Awesome. And thank you also for all you guys following. We have like over 500,000 hearts on Periscope. So we want to break 1 million. So anyway, thanks so much for you guys on Periscope for following us. Devoted friends and fans, thanks so much. You guys are fantastic. Facebook Live. So let's talk about this, singing in time. So tell us, what is this like in your team? Do you struggle with this? Do you have the 1-2 person that is slow in their entrances, maybe their exits, on their phrasing? Very important stuff, because as we go through this together as a team, hey, we know this happens to you. It happens to me. It happens in our worship team. And guys are a little bit slow coming in. So we're going to talk about that. And I don't mean the hand clapping. Again, you can follow us at the link that I just posted up, Singing in Time. Go to worshipteamtraining.com. Let's get on with it. So simply, not just clapping our hands in time, but singing on time. As a worship leader and singer, singing great notes is not enough, because if they're not in time, they might as well not be sung. So how do you keep your singers in time? How do you keep them on beat? I say never underestimate the power of time. As singers, we can learn a lot from other members in the band, because everybody has to keep time in order to keep up. How does this work for you? So let us know. Do you struggle with that in your worship team? Let us know. Periscope, come on, talk to us. Facebook Live, let us know what's going on. This is Friday Eve. This is a great day, so we want to get the conversation rolling here. Periscope, Facebook Live, what is going on with you? What do you do? What do you do with these challenges in your worship team where they are slow to catch the beat? Scott, what's going on? Big shout out to providing today's track, Miracles by Jesus Culture. Go to guytracks.co and check out the specials and also the free track of the month. Scott, thanks so much for that, man. Awesome. And did another fantastic job on this track, which we're going to go through in a minute. We're talking about keeping your singers in time. Now, Scott and I have a good background, a very similar background. We both have, and we both still do play drums and percussion as well as other instruments. And, you know, playing in time is something that is critical because having the inner pulse is almost like a universal law within any type of format of playing an instrument or singing. A lot of people underestimate the value of keeping time and the inner pulse, but it is so critically important. Like I said, you can have the best voice in the world, you can have the best guitar playing, but if you're not playing and singing in time, nobody is going to be with you. And so we ask you, is that you? Is that your team? I know that we go through that as a worship team as well. So one thing I want to just throw out there is that just ask the question, have you stopped your team? Instead of rehearsing the mistakes, have you ever, when you've come across those sections in the verse or in the chorus where they're kind of getting a little draggy, have you stopped them immediately and said, okay, hey, fix this line, it's not singing in time? Or do you even know that they're singing out of time? That may be something that could be missing from your tool belt as a worship leader. These are little things that we also cover in our workshops and also talk about in our mentoring. I find that they're very, very important because things like, these are the fundamentals: timekeeping, tone, control, things like knowing your scales. Easy stuff that we all take for granted. Very, very important. Scott says this on Periscope: fix this line because it's committing a crime. That's so true. I hope I'm not damaging any lines back here. Is that what you're saying? Okay, that's what Scott says on Periscope. Anyways, thanks, Scott. So this is what we are to do, is befriend yourself with the metronome, with the click. Get comfortable with it. Don't be afraid of it. I know a lot of guys are like, I reminded my drummer just this past week and saying, hey, you know what? I think it'd be great if we brought the click back in because we've been playing without it for a while. The team is good. They got a great inner pulse, but there are still a few things that we can tweak. And, it was kind of like when I said that to him, I can tell, he didn't make it obvious because he's such a great guy, but I can tell he's thinking in his mind, oh, great, I got to go back to the Band-Aid. And here's the deal. It's not a Band-Aid. When you're looking at the click and you're looking at the metronome, in itself, it's a teacher. And I know that the most professional players still play with clicks. It's nothing that we just get away from because we think, well, we're just too good. But it's also something that you got to ease your way into because you may say to yourself right now, Brandon, we don't play with a click on our band. Hey, that's okay. You can always start. It doesn't mean that you're going to be trapped inside the song because I know a lot of guys fear that as worship leaders. But you got to look at the click as a way of keeping things together. The best way to introduce it, one thing at a time. When you're at your rehearsals, I would just do just try one song. If you've never played with a click before, just try maybe a half of a song and say, hey guys, we're going to start practicing with a click. Well, I don't mean practicing, sorry. We practice at home, right? Rehearsal. We're going to rehearse this song, maybe just the verse only or the chorus, and try it with a click, see how it works. And if it doesn't work, we do something else. But we want to try something to make it happen, to tie everything into the band, to make a center unit. That's what it's all about. I would try one thing at a time, and then as you get better at it, then try the whole song, then maybe try 2 songs. You may find yourself, before you know it, you're doing every song with a click. And yeah, if you feel like maybe, hey, this is kind of trapping me up and I don't want to get confined to the bars of the click, I feel imprisoned on Sunday. Well, you know what? If you develop good timing and you've rehearsed it well on your rehearsal, there's no way of saying that you can't do it on Sunday. But if you feel the need that you just can't live that way, then try going without the click. But at least you've had the backbone of rehearsing with it throughout the week, and also your practice time at home. And that's something else to encourage as well. When you're introducing the click, make sure that you are letting your singers know and your band know, hey, next week we're going to try this, so I'd like for you to practice this at home. And you may be thinking, yeah, but it's a challenge already to get them to practice their own music. Well, here's some things I want to share with you that actually may help increase their practice time by sparking more joy into what they do. But here's why. Usually when we practice songs and we just go through it, we're playing through the song, whatever, we get bored, we miss notes. We're like, oh, okay, well, that's just normal practice. It doesn't need to be that way. You got to look at practicing as a skill, as developing. Always, always, always. Every time when I set myself before piano or guitar, I'm always thinking, how can I make the next note better? And that should always be a goal for us, because as singers, as musicians, we need to be doing our best. This is what Psalms 33:3 tells us, to play skillfully and joyfully before the Lord. So that's why I say always. Now, here's some things about covering the song. Now, we're going to be talking about Miracles here by Jesus Culture. It's a great song. I put the YouTube link up so you can see the example on our page at worshipteamtraining.com. And it's the same article that I'm talking about right now, Singing in Time. Now, what we've done, I've knocked the key down from the original, which is in D. I've knocked it down to C, okay? So actually it's A minor. That's what the song is in A minor. So we have... Now, what I want to do is map out, if I'm a singer and we're talking about singing in time, how do I learn how to sing better in time? Here are some things that you can try on your own. Number one, I say go over the melodic notes first. If you're unfamiliar with the song and it's brand new, figure out what the melody is doing. So here we have this melody right here. So these are just 4 notes, which are D major, D natural, B natural, G natural. It almost sounds like NBC, right? Okay, if you can get that interval in your head, it works. And then E natural. Okay, that's what the melody is doing. If I surround myself with the knowledge of these notes being right here in this register, you have this 5th interval right here, then I know I'm not going to sing too much outside of it, except when I sing the higher octave, when this song really just kind of boosts out into the 2nd chorus, I believe. That's what happens here. But I want to be familiar with my pitches. Next thing, as I explore the range, I want to know what's the higher notes, the lower notes, that kind of thing. And then I want to find the melodic center. So this is my melodic center. And the words of the song, the one who made the blind to see, the one who made the blind to see. So my center is right here. That's the center of the tone right there. So next thing I want to do is also determine the number of times that the melody goes up and down. I've listed this all for you in the blog, by the way. You can check at it, but there's some points. I also first want to go over the verse and look at the words. So let's jump to that right there. And if we look at the verse says, the one who made the blind to see is moving here in front of me, moving here in front of me. That's the first portion of the verse. I want to look at the syllables. The one who made the blind to see. Simple syllables. They're just all singular. Is moving here in front of me. Then it gets a little complicated. Moving here in front of me. So I want to do this. I want to be able to identify the syllables of the word in those lyrics. I want to identify how many of them are there in a given phrase. And then also, how can I line them up according to the tempo? So now that we have our track right here in front of us, I'll give you a little listen. And we'll go through verse 1. All right, so here we go. Very top.
Intro, 2, 3, 4.
So we just have the intro right here. Now it's like a subdivision time, but we're counting 2, 3, 4, 1. Here's the verse.
3, 4.
The one who made the blind to see. Now, if we isolate that click, we have this. The one who made the blind to see is moving here in front of me, moving here in front of me. All right, simple, right? But not so simple when you put that together with your team. So again, we're trying to identify the problems of keeping time. It starts with you and I with our practicing time. So what I do is I look at a given line like this in the lyric, I'll put the click on and I'll just speak the text. It's nothing hard. It's very, very simple to do. But we have this. If I'm just speaking the... And the one who made the blind to see is moving here in front of me, moving here in front of me. So I want to get that text right. Now this is what I do with my singers when they get thrown into this kind of a don't know what to do and the rhythm gets tricky and they start singing and playing out of time. I'll stop them right away with the singers and I'll just say speak the text. This is an old choir 101 kind of approach. Have them speak the text and rhythm. The one who made the blind to see. Now the reason why I'm being so critical about this is you could be thinking, yeah, but it's not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal if you have 3-4 people on a mic that are not singing in time, because then it comes across real muddy and the congregation has a hard time understanding what that rhythm is to the melody. So instead of them singing, it's moving here in front, they could be singing this way. It's moving here from me. And then they get off, all right? And then that just sounds terrible. So to do this right, you know, let's say, those of you guys play by guitar, right? So let's say if I did this by guitar, okay? The one, and I'll put my click on, right? Because I don't want to forget that, and I almost did. One, two, three, and the one who made the blind to see is moving here in front of me, moving here in front of me. The one who made the deaf to hear is silenced my every ear, silencing my every fear. So I got off a little bit on the word, but still I'm trying to make sure that I'm right in time. And in fact, when we're singing the right notes and the right time and we're doing our job, we can cover, I mean, mistakes are going to come, but it's also learning how to cover them when they happen. And that was kind of like an example. So we have the chorus now. I believe in you. I believe in you. All right, so I'm going to start that click over because I got off here. But we have this, you know, just these two notes, F natural and E. So we have, I believe in you. So this does two notes only. So we have this click again. Now next time what I want to do is just play the music and speak the text at the same time. And I believe in you. I believe in you. You're the God of miracles. And that's what I do even in my own practice time. So if I'm singing the song, actually, then I have this, and I'll use a pick so just in case you're not able to hear the guitar that well. And I believe in you. I believe in you. You're the God of miracles. I believe in you. I believe in you. You're the God of miracles. Now when they hit the higher octave up there, which is going to be like the second part of the chorus, then it jumps up there way high. I believe in you. I believe in you. So I'm doing the best I can to also listen just to that click. And it's important because I can get carried away by thinking about all the music in and around me. I want to make sure that I'm isolating everything just right. So now when I put the rest of the track in, let me get to that chorus section and we'll see where we are. Here's the second verse right here. One who does impossible is reaching out to make me whole, reaching out to make me whole. The one who put the death in us, his life is flowing through my veins, his life is flowing through my veins. I believe in you. All right, and then once everything comes in, you can hear that it's like this wall of sound. It's great, but here's the problem: is that we can get so trapped up into the goodness of how everything sounds that we forget about timing. So that's why it's important for us to rely back onto the click. So we have, I believe in you. I believe in you. You're the God of miracles. Now, even if you don't play guitar and you're like, well, but Brandon, I just play keyboard, you know. You're the God of miracles. And I'm just, you know, keeping it simple with the melody. I'm not trying to do anything extravagant. I just want to make sure that I'm plugging right away with the rest of the track. So it's a great track. Scott, thanks so much for putting this up. And so any questions so far of what I've covered? If you guys would just type in, let us know. And yes, Scott, you are a great drummer, by the way. Let us know what's going on with this track with you, and how does that, you know, work with you, with your team, with your practice time. What I want to do again is provide some helpful tools for you to looking at the song, looking at another way of the lyrics to help you to be more developed as a singer. I mean, like, pitch is good, you know, but I want to make sure that my timing is important because, again, once we put all the singers on the mic, it can be problematic, and we want to make sure that we're doing our best to give it a clean line. So, listening to this track again, let's say we're back at the chorus one more time. I believe in you. I believe in you. You're the God of miracles. So I'll keep that nice and consistent. I believe in you. I believe in you. You're the God of miracles. And next we have the bridge section coming up. And you'll listen to this part. Here you go, and bridge. 2, 3, and. Again, I'm just listening back, even for my playing, listening to what the drummer is doing. And the God who was and is to come, the power of the risen one, the God who brings the dead to life. Okay. And then the keyboards come in, you know, and yeah, it sounds like heaven touching earth, absolutely. I mean, it's a great, great, great song. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. So, you know, how to keep that beauty intact, how to keep the rhythms intact. Yeah, I mean, it's got big synths that come in. It's just a great track, Scott. You did a great job. So, again, with the goodness of the sound overall of that song, I don't want to get so lost and I forget where I am as a musician or as a singer. So that's why instead of me trying to play or sing my way too forward, I want to make sure that I'm listening back. The more that I'm doing that, then I'm actually taking in what's happening around me, and then I'm just therefore contributing to the song as opposed to just playing my own instrument. There's a big difference. Build up right here, chorus. I believe in you. I believe in you. You're the God of miracles. Sing it up the higher octave. I believe in you. I believe in you. You're the God of miracles. So also what's problematic about doing songs that you have to really watch your rhythm is that because this song has so much energy to it, it's still at a slower tempo. So you're still having to think 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's why it's important for singers to be thinking, you know, I believe in you. I believe in you. That you're the God of miracles. You know, I'm just keeping a pulse going. So again, importantly, we want to make sure that we're singing right in time. The better that we can do that as a team, the better it's going to shape the vocal line, and it's going to make it clear for the church to participate, and that's really what we want, right? So again, just to kind of recap, these are things that you can do in your own practice time. And even what I love about Guide Tracks is that you can buy the tracks here and on their site, guidetracks.co. You can play the MP3, you can split it right and left channel, you can play along with the click, you can sing along with the click. So if you don't, let's say, there's a lot of singers out here that, you know, you guys are, excuse me, worship leaders, and you may not play an instrument, excuse me, then you can use Guide Tracks to help with that and carry that musical support as you practice. So, excuse me, in all things, you want to make sure that you're doing your best to improve your practice time and also improve and develop the way that you carry your skill. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Guys, thanks for joining us. We love you, and we'll see you back this coming Tuesday at 10 a.m. on the Worship Team Training Morning Show. Be sure to go back to worshipteamtraining.com/workshops and look at what our workshops can do for you and your worship team. Love you. Have a great day. See you guys soon. Bye.